everybody, my name is Sherry. Welcome to my stamp studio. So today I have the first project from my upcoming class. It's open for early bird registration right now. It is my holiday mini and September online exclusives. Try it. So we'll take a look at that in just a second. I also have, well, this card is how I based. This is one of my later tutorials. I do have an unboxing of this. That was the last thing I posted, but I think this might have been the one before that. So I love this card. Love, 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 love it. It is with the current floral charm set. It is also the suite that we're focusing on in my online card club this month. This is the first project for online card club. So if you're interested in either of those, I wanted to show you something that you can get now. So you can go check out those. Those are both posted to my channel. Because this, if you're a demonstrator, you can pre-order now. If you are a customer, it starts in early September, the 4th or the 5th. Does it say? September 3rd. I thought it was the 4th, but September 3rd. So you can start ordering both this and the online exclusives then. So every time there is a new catalog, I have a try it class. So it happens 3 times a year with this catalog, the annual catalog, and then in January, that catalog. And in that class, we've always done, well, maybe I've been doing it for several years now. Maybe in the beginning, we didn't do 10 cards. The last few have been 10 cards, but this time there was fewer papers, so we're doing 8 cards together this time. But you get all the supplies that you need to create the cards. There's no stamping. There's lots of fun folds. You mostly just need adhesives and cutting things. And I'm going to actually do the very first project for you today, so you'll kind of see how it comes. Then you get a tutorial video that goes with every project, and then you get this PDF. So this particular PDF, I'll scroll through it real fast, is for the last one. So this was the 2025-2026 annual catalog. There is a button on it, so as long as you keep your PDF, you can always go back to the videos. I do send the video links one by one at the class. And then each project, you can see this one was a fun fold. It has the measurements, the instructions, and the photos. So you can do it. I mean, I would recommend the videos because you get a lot more information when you can talk as opposed to type. But they're all on here. This particular class, I have a class clearance going on right now because whenever we make a class, we always, especially with Try It, because there's so much cutting involved, we do 4 or 5 extra packets. And if people join my team, then they get a free one. So I have them for that too. But if there's any postage mishaps, we have them. So I have a clearance. There's some random past ones that are a little further back. Some are completely gone. But if you'd like to try it at a reduced price before you sign up for this one, that is available. This was a really fun card. It had a little slider for the celebratory sips. So you get that. It's a real fun class. My goal is that you keep your PDFs, and then when you're going to stamp a project, you refer back to it, the PDF, and then you just substitute what you have. So the next video that I do will probably have some stamping, but it will be a past Try It class project, and I will redo it with some new holiday catalog stuff to kind of show you how I intend for you to use the class. So when you get it, you get a little packet of embellishments and ribbons, and then you get all of your cardstock stacked up. Each of the 8 cards will be based on one of the new 8 designer series papers. So this one, I don't know what it's called because it's not in the catalog. It is an online exclusive. So the paper is called Modern Christmas. So that may be the name of the suite. If you go to my unboxing, you can see it. One of the things that we do that I cover in, well, this was a quite beautiful one. The one that said follow along. I could have used that one. I didn't flip it over. But in the Try It class, I will show you all of the papers. And then, assuming that I have had a chance to use the suite before I record it, I will also show you any tips or tricks on how to use the suite. So we start with that, and then we go through the projects. So for this one, this would be in your embellishment packet. These are the new hoops that are part of this suite. And then this would be in your ribbon packet. You can go back. I have lots of, when I send out the packets, I also show everybody who's getting a packet what's in it. So you can go back and watch those if you're interested in that. Just search Try It on my channel. So for this one, we have a 2.5 by 12 inch piece of the cardstock. And then I try on these projects to give you as many pieces of designer series paper as possible without the card looking gaudy. So here is this piece here, and I am going to add it. I'm going to do one big thing of adhesive. You could use glue if you wanted. You do need most all of our adhesives in this, like glue dots and dimensionals and glue, because we do a lot of gluing things down. So I'm going to put this on here, just stretch it across, and you can see I've put it down towards the bottom a little bit. Then I'm going to take my paper trimmer, which you definitely would need a way to score, because we will do scoring. Probably, normally I would say 2/3 of the projects are fun folds. This kind, because there's fewer. The other ones are usually template based. But there are lots of fun folds. Over half will be fun folds, not hard ones though. So I'm going to score that at 4 inches. I'm going to flip this around and score it at 4 inches. So if you want to use your arm, you could score at 4 and 8. So then this is gonna be the base of our card, and I'm gonna use my bone folder in just a second, which you will need a bone folder as well. So the card's gonna open like this, but for this front panel, I don't need all of that. I just wanted to be able to see where it was. So I'm gonna stick this in here on my score line, and I'm gonna go right down to where this paper almost is. And then however much you've left down here, you want to leave about that much on the top of this panel. So I'll come here. And this little line right here, if you put it on the score line, it should be about perfect. It's better if your head's over the top. I'm looking without, so you can see it. So my head, oh, it's pretty good. So we're going to do a little stair step, which is different than I did the other one. But I like to come up with as many twists on old fun folds or new ones that I kind of just sit and mess with. So this was the one I did the other day, and then I just didn't use all of the arches. So here it is, and it will open like this. You could, if I was you, I would go back and fold them the other way. I'm not going to take the time to. It just makes it a nicer fold, but this has some weight to it. So you do have, you'll have a black arch. These are from the Everyday Arches, which are not new, but they're fabulous for making this card. Sorry, I was thinking. So you're going to put your adhesive here. This one fills up about the whole card. And then you want it to not be high. So if you have a card, or if you're using your grid paper, put this here, and you can make sure then if you're going to put it in a card, if you're not going to put it in a card, you can make this a little taller, but you want this to not be any taller than 5.5 inches, so it'll fit in your card. So that's on there. So I'm just going to do each panel at a time. So I'm going to take my big ring, and then there's black and gold and ivory and gold or white and gold ribbon. I'm going to use the black and gold on this one. I'm going to make a little ornament. So I'm just going to tie a bow, just a regular old bow. And for this first one, pull it pretty tight so it doesn't slide around. And then just tie this. And again, pull that pretty tight, but I'm going to put a glue dot there to hold it. So now I'm going to pull my glue dots out. And I'm just going to stick them on with my fingers. Sometimes I touch it to it, but I want it to definitely hold this bow, and I don't want it to move the bow. So I'm going to put 2 of them right here so it's a little bit wider. And then pop this in here and press really hard. And then I'm going to take 3 more glue dots and take it off and kind of fold it in half and stick it down underneath here. You could use liquid glue, you could use hot glue if you wanted, but it would have to be a pretty round, a pretty thin coat that you put on there so it doesn't ooze out the back. This also gives you the ability to remove it from the card if you want whoever's getting it to be able to hang this. So I'm just put one on each side. I cover up all the way and they hold fine. If it was packaging, it might not hold as well because it would get handled, but a card doesn't get handled that much. Just put them in there and kind of slide it under and then press it down. So there's part of our back panel. Now, because this class doesn't have any stamping, I always allow places for you to put some stamping if you want. So I would, this set has Wishing You Peace and Joy, and it would fit right here along the bottom in Boston Gold, and it would be quite beautiful. But everything comes all die cut for you, so you just assemble. It's so easy and so nice. If, like I said, my team members get this packet for free. It's one of the only classes where they get product, so they can get this class for free. So that's on there. Now we're going to do our next one, which is going to go this way. So for it, I'm going to grab the star. It's also been cut out of the paper. On this one, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of paper. So there were 2 that we didn't use. And I always end up with, sometimes some of you may not have the stars across the bottom. You may have another one in that, whatever is the largest item. Sometimes, well, not sometimes, often, especially if I have a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of paper, everybody may have a different one, but they all look beautiful. And I always hope that my packet, because I just grab a packet to do the tutorials, has different cardstock than what I used the first time. That way you get to see cards done in 2 different patterns. And then because we don't stamp, a lot of, like the new postage with the animals, it has die cuts. I think there's 2 of our packets that have die cuts. So just tied another bow on the top of that. And then I'm going to stick it here. And I don't want to go any higher than the center of that. I'm just going to add this. You could also use a glue dot. You could use glue. Just putting it on the wide portions. The nice thing about when you use the designer series paper is this side that we're going to see in just a second when we flip the card over is also beautiful. But if you were stamping, I would also take maybe the stars or the 'Tis the Season and stamp these panels here. Or you can use it to be where you sign, or you can send it as is because it's pretty. This particular suite, the embellishment is the hoop. I would put some embellishments on it as well, but because it's the class, we're not going to. So then I'm going to put this one right here. And for it, I'm going to use some, where did I put them? I just had these out. Here we go. That's what happens is I can't find them, so I always open a new pack, and then I have so many unused portions of dimensionals. I'm going to put 1 down here at the bottom, and then 2 here. You want to keep them low because this is going to stick up over the back of the card, but they get to see this on the back side. So early bird registration is open for a couple of weeks, and then it will go to a full price registration, and then it will close towards the end of the month so I can make the shopping list. It could also close before that because there's only so many before I have to buy another full package of everything. So if it gets to be too close to the number where, and the number that my husband and I can physically make packets of, we're actually going to Hawaii in September, so we're going to start cutting, like we'll start die cutting these fairly soon. But we can't pre-order all of the product. That's what makes it tricky. So here you go. Super easy, and wouldn't that be pretty to have some gold or to have those stars? You could put this little thing here, or you could use it with any other Christmas stamp set that you have that has the tree. So here's this one. These 2 cards are the same, exactly the same. So in class, there may be, like, we may substitute this bottom one or the star. Those are the 2 largest pieces of paper, but otherwise this one's going to be one that's pretty much the same. So you can go to my website and check out the past try-its that I have on clearance. Depending on how old they are, they get cheaper and cheaper. Some of the older ones at this point obviously have retired stuff, and sometimes the packets that I make for postage, like if I run out of ribbon and it's the 2 extra postage packets and I don't put 1 piece of ribbon in, they may be missing something, but you know, you're getting them for half price, 75% off. So you can substitute some ribbon. Sometimes they're also missing white cardstock because we don't cut enough, and then we get to the end and I'm like, I'll add that later. But then if we never need to add it, there's no point in cutting cardstock and putting it in a packet that sits in my supply room. So go check out my website and then come back for my next video. I was hoping to get it posted on Friday, but my daughter may need my help on Friday, so it may be later, early next week. But I will take a past Try It class project and flip it and use it, the pattern in the PDF, to show you a new one with the new product. Have a great one. Bye.